With the fact that the Saints have the high-powered offense that they do you go in thinking it could be a game where if you run the ball and kind of control the clock and cut down possessions? I mean, is that something you plan ahead of time?
Yeah, it's something you think through. You know, you look at all the different scenarios to try to slow them down. Hopefully our defense can play well, first and foremost. They're going to score points. We know we need to score points. The game's going to have its moments, you know, whether you look at it as the game starts to unfold. Do you need to run it more, throw it more, whatever that is? But I think we have all those plans at our disposal.
The run game, I know Monday, I think you said you weren't happy with it in the opener. Where does it need to improve, and are you confident that it will improve?
Oh, I think it will. There's no question. I know it will get better. It's a yards per rush. You know, I think we want to improve that. You know, again, like I said, if you take out the quarterback runs, I didn't think we ran it very well. So the number's a little inflated. It's 177 yards. But at the same time, you know, I watched the tape, and we can do some things better.
Who will start for Agba?
It's either going to be Chris Smith or Anthony Zettel.
Showing you enough?
No, he is. You know, he's a guy I think we're going to have up this week.
What do you like about Chris, what he did with all those snaps this past weekend?
Well, obviously, I thought he's out there competing. You know, he was accountable, did what he was supposed to do. As I told him this week, I just want more production. You know, more production out of him.
When we were out there, Kirko did more today than we'd seen him the last 2 days. Are you confident that he's going to be able to go on Sunday?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I want to work through that the right way because we got another game that's, you know, real close. So let's see exactly where he is. Let's make the right decision for him, the team, everybody. So we'll work through that tomorrow.
What does your offense look like in practice this week, and why do you have reason to believe that it's going to look better in the game on Sunday?
I think it's week 2, you know, of, not preseason football, but NFL football. And I think our guys, after the first week playing against a real good opponent, understand, you know, the next level we got to push it to have the success we want. And obviously, we were able to score 21 points with the help of our team. At the same time, we want to make sure they're carrying their weight too. So the guys have worked hard this week. Communication's been good. Execution's been better. We need to continue to do those things.
Do you anticipate Desmond Harrison, since that was obviously his first NFL start as an undrafted rookie, to make a really big leap in week 2?
I do. Again, he's going to have to handle a different set of, you know, circumstances that's going to present himself this weekend. But I do. You know, he's focused. He's worked hard. He understands he needs to get better. The thing I like about him is that he's very accountable. You know, he doesn't run from things that he didn't do right. You know, he wants to get them fixed and corrected as fast as he can. So normally guys who want to do that, they stand a good chance of making those things happen.
I think yesterday you said, you know, you don't expect him to have that kind of game again. But watching him in practice this week, what's the thing that gives you the confidence that he's going to turn the page and be a different guy?
Well, the one thing I do like about Tyrod, regardless of what the game said, is he's very consistent. You know, he came in, he's eager. Obviously, playing against another good opponent, which we will every week. Let's dive over into the game plan and see what I need to do and where I need to get better at, you know, in some areas. And he worked at those things, you know, with the rest of his teammates. He's going to hold himself accountable. That's one thing I do like about him. With the rest of the guys, he wants to play better, so I'm sure he will play better.
I mean, his history says he's more accurate than he showed last week.
Was practicing indoors today just to get a feel for the turf?
Absolutely.
We talked yesterday a lot about how, you know, this was the first time for this unit all being together, and therefore, you know, he said he might have to scale things back a little bit. But my question is, when everybody is so new, would it be wise to give the ball more to a guy like Duke Johnson, who you know that you can count on him down in and down out to make yards for you?
Well, I think, Mary Kay, all of our players who are skilled guys who can make plays, they got to make the plays when the opportunities come. What we, you know, didn't do as well this past week is make sure that those guys had those chances, you know, and so we got to, which we have, we've worked very hard at that this week, you know, is to make sure that, you know, we're not defending just one guy, that we're defending our offense, you know, that every guy has an opportunity to come out and contribute to winning. And sometimes a lot of that's dictated by the defense, and I think we get that. But we got to go give those guys who can make plays opportunities to do so.
Callaway, I think played 17% of the snaps, and you're talking about how obviously he's coming up the learning curve. But is he another guy that, from week one, once he knows the speed of the game and what's facing him out there, can he make a pretty big leap in week two? Can you see more of him this week?
Oh, no, I think he can. I think, again, I think this week, when I look on the practice field, I see all those guys being in different packages to give them a chance to go out and showcase their talent and ability. So I think all of our skill guys are really excited about going and playing this weekend.
Now that you ruled out Agba, do you have a sense if this is going to be a one-game thing? You think you could get him back pretty soon?
There's possible, yes. I think it's, we're just going to take it week to week and see where we are. I know we got a quick turnaround, so let's just see where we are after this week for him.
We kind of saw an example of this on Sunday. Jarvis plays with a little bit of an edge and can get under guys' skin. We saw Miami sometimes it went a little too far. But do you kind of like to see that from him?
Yes. I like a fiery guy, something you can point to, as long as we're doing it the right way, and he does. He obviously played as hard as he could, to help the team put themselves in position to win, and that's what you want to see. Everybody's got to play with that kind of passion. That has it in them that way. We need to go out there and play like that, because I think it is contagious. I think other guys see it and think, okay, I can do that too. Like I said, as long as we're doing it the right way, we can't have penalties because of it. We can't do things that are going to hurt the football team.
Do you ever have to talk to him and reel him in at all, or is he able to?
No, he's able. That's one thing I've been most pleased with. He understands there's a line you can't cross, and don't go too far, and again, he's probably one of the best actors I've seen. He Academy Award throwing his hands up last week a few times. But at the same time, he understands that, you can only do that so much. At the end of the day, we got to play football. If we get calls, we get them. If we don't, we got to keep playing.
Obviously, he's an ultimate competitor. He's going to be fired up for every game. But if you talk to him about going home, he mentioned that to us yesterday. It's his first time as a pro being able to do that.
No, I think he's excited. Again, he's well known in that area. So he wants to go down there and play the best he can play. And rightfully so. But I haven't had to say much to him. I think it's important to our whole football team to go play well on Sunday and do everything we can to win a football game.
It seems like Denzel Ward, in addition to the physical skill set that he has, just in talking to him, even yesterday or whatever day we talked to him, he really seems to have that cornerback, tough-minded mindset where he can shake something off. He just seems very tough.
No, he is, and it's surprising. I do get amazed just watching him play, not the interceptions, just him throwing his body around, and they're trying to tackle and making tackles, and, he doesn't shy away from anything, and he's very even keel when you talk to him. He doesn't get too down, he doesn't get too high. He did a really good job last week. He's got to play better again this week, and here's another opportunity for him to get better.